The verse of today's video is Proverbs 3:13 to 14, which says, "Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold." Let's talk about the verse, and then we're going to get back to the piece of wisdom and connect it back to the video. So these two verses talk about how wisdom and knowledge, understanding are more important than any sort of thing in material wealth. Material wealth has a limit. It has a threshold, and then it has a floor. Wisdom, on the other hand, it could get you any amount of material wealth along with the gains that you're going to have spiritually, which is why knowledge is worth more than anything that could be material. It is literally everlasting. And so when it comes down to the dynamic of basketball, I just want to dive into this concept a little bit. A lot of people have money as their master, and that's why they play basketball. But if you have money as your master, your ability to now use wisdom is going to be done with a bad heart. So you know what happens when you have a bad heart? God's going to have to show it to you, and he's going to have to uproot it, and you're going to have to change it. He's going to humble you. But let's get back to this verse and the importance of wisdom and knowledge, understanding, as it says here. So in order to understand wisdom, you must also understand what knowledge is. And knowledge is a simple knowing of fact of truth, right? And now wisdom is applied knowledge, applied truths and applied facts. And so once you take these facts, these truths, and put it into reality, you now become wise. And so in regards to this breakdown of SGA, the piece of wisdom that was most focused on, and I highlighted the most, was reading the floor. The reason a lot of y'all cannot read the floor is because one reason, which is what you're looking at, right? A lot of y'all want to look at the person in front of you and want to look at how their feet are and how their body is positioned and think about, oh, I'm only trying to score against this one person. But in reality, you're going against 5 defenders and not one, right? Particularly, you should keep your eyes focused on the 4 others, because that's 80% of the defense instead of just the one person in front of you. Because the person in front of you has a role to now play defense to lead you to the other 4 people, right? So now it's harder for you to be able to have space and do what you want to. So you must now shift your focus as a ball handler, as an offensive player, not to looking at the person in front of you, but to looking at what's going on behind. So now you could read the action, 1. And now you could also understand the decision you need to make too. Like it's all then gonna now lead to you being able to know, should I pass or should I score? Should I drive or should I just stay patient, play on the outside, and let this whole action develop? Right? It's gonna show you all those things, and it's literally gonna be instinctively. Like you're not even gonna need to think about it because you're already seeing it. You just go. You're just gonna do it. So I challenge y'all, right? I challenge y'all. Next time you go play, literally today, whether it's tomorrow, instead of looking at the person in front, look at the other defenders. Watch the other defenders, because understand, as you look at the other defenders, the person in front of you is still in your peripheral. You can still see what they're doing. You can still see how they're guarding, right? But now, understanding what's going on behind them, you know where you have space. You know if your teammate is open. You know the type of room you have. So SGA does a fantastic job of doing exactly that. One of the things you've seen that he always does is always attack the side with one player, right? There will be a side overloaded with 3, there's a side with 1, and he's going to go to that side with 1 because he has more space on that side. If you've seen them stacked up 2 and 2, you've seen a couple times he went to the hezzy pull-up because he didn't have space either way, but his defender knows that he's going to want to go get low and attack and drive, so he's going to drop his level as if he's going to drive and then just get into a hezzy pull-up, right? So that's something he added into his game this year that he's been shooting more of, that hezzy pull-up from 3 for that same exact reason. And now also in other situations where it is 2 and 2, he can now take one dribble in, like you've seen he did like halfway or so through the video at the end of the second quarter, take one dribble inside, pull the help in, kick it out. Now he made a play to pass. Right? He recognized that the help actually committed, so he made the play. Right? So the piece of wisdom, right, the knowledge that y'all need to know is that you should not look at the person in front of you. You have to look at the rest of the defense when you play basketball. And now, once you go play and you do it, you now become wise because you're applying that piece of knowledge, right? And it's going to yield better returns than silver and that of gold. It's everlasting. it's in whatever what you're going to be able to get from it. You don't even need to think about money at that point. You only need to don't allow money to be your master. Allow the game to teach you life. And as you learn life, as you apply these principles, as you become more wise, you're going to find exactly what your calling is and what you're supposed to be here doing. Because basketball is a parable. In all these videos, I want to show y'all how this is all a parable. This is all a moral lesson, a life lesson for you to identify what your purpose and your calling is. And if you already identified it, to then further magnify it. Because basketball is just always a story, something to learn from when you reflect upon it. So make sure you apply that bit of knowledge on reading the floor. Make sure that you actually do take heed to these things, because this is what's going to help elevate your game, and you're going to begin to realize the importance of knowledge and wisdom. And it's going to be more than anything you could possibly desire in the physical world. And now, if you want more wisdom, if you want more things that you could apply to your game that's going to elevate you and take your game to another level, make sure you hit the link in the description and join the school community. That's where I put my workout programs to show how I got my vertical jump up from a 30 to a 40. That's the programs and the workouts that I did to get me from being a stiff non-ball handler to now actually becoming a shifty, smooth ball handler. And I put a lot of my IRL content on my Instagram, so y'all could go ahead and peep that. That's where I'd be hooping at. But all the things I've learned when it comes down to wisdom, all the knowledge that I've learned, anything is going to be all also on there. That other half that y'all don't see on YouTube, you don't see elsewhere, is going to be on there. So make sure you hit that link in the description. Might be a top comment as well. Go and join the community, and I'm waiting for you once you join, so now we can apply all aspects of wisdom into your life, so you can identify what your calling is, so you can get closer to God, get closer to Jesus, the true and living God. And now you could be able to receive that everlasting life and be able to help build this kingdom alongside me in this journey. So, discipline or regret, you choose.